done's probably worth more than we're getting paid to deliver it. A lot more.
While we're all kind of, how busy is this bar? Does it look like a pretty, like, does illegal activity take place in a venue such as this?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay. Can I attempt to whip out the good old laptop, plug it into this case, and try and bio-lock it to the 4 of us rather than just to one of us?
You can attempt.
Roll.
So
Hack check.
I've just been informed that we've had no audio for the last however long this call's been going. So
Shit.
we've had a cracking game, but
three of us are dead.
yeah.
Well, so far.
So all my wonderful plug-in of sponsors, etc., in the bin.
We'll do it at the end. We'll do it again at the end.
Starters are me to go on.
Thank you for the heads up on the audio. Jesus. Right.
Don't hit like on Facebook.
Yeah. So you're about to attempt hacking, correct?
That is correct, yeah. I basically want to pull out, I'm going to go with a USB cable because 150 years from now, God knows we'll still be using them. Plug it in.
10.0.
Yeah.
10.0.
It's gonna take about 3 attempts to plug it in because you keep flipping it and it never fits.
My Samsung Galaxy 407. And basically try and not disable the BioLock because I imagine that would be quite difficult, but so it accepts 4 lock-ins rather than just the one, so any of us could open it in an emergency.
So you pull out your hacking tools that I'm assuming you have.
Yep.
Cool. So you whip out your hacking tools. You connect the little wires to where you know to connect them on where the BioLock chip and scan is, and you hack
self-service
away.
checkout just repurposed.
So give me a hacking roll.
20 non-natural.
Cool.
And hold.
Give me a mind save. Yeah.
18.
Cool. You do not take full psychic damage, but you do receive 4 points of psychic damage as soon as you start putting in, you're like, oh, it's obvious, I can just add our names and our bio details, and you are blown off it like you put your finger in a plug socket.
Okay, bad idea, boys. As I pick myself up off the floor.
It's like you think.
First 4
That was
seconds,
fun
let's mess with
It's running on Windows 10, it's crap.
At least it's not Vista, we'd all be dead.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'll just lean over him and be like, so, do you want me to fix you?
I'm good. I'm good for now.
And I'll be like, do you want a shot?
Yes. That medicine
Right,
I will take.
Plan-wise, what's the best way to get to where we're going that we know of? Or
We
the
have
options, at least.
Are we on a timeline as well, by the way? Do we have to deliver it by a certain time?
They've just suggested it's sooner rather than later. You are currently on the east side, so if you were to look at the map, where it is actually written District 5, you are not far from the number 5.
Is there such a thing as like car rentals in this city?
Oh, in the city.
There's also a tram,
yes.
I think.
And a tram.
Could we
yes.
potentially look at renting a cheap car to get us across town?
We're not technically in the city.
You can definitely.
District 5 is the slums.
Oh, fair enough. Could we? Is there?
give someone money for a car?
Why are we gonna? Alright, that's just a waste. We should walk.
This could be miles.
How far is it? Yeah.
It's like 3-4 miles max. Like, I'm not sitting in a car.
Walking across San Francisco.
Just walk across San Francisco.
It's
with
just
a
the
case. What's the big
district.
deal?
It's just the
It's just
district.
outside. It's just
Sorry,
outside.
Right. Let's see. What we got here? Travel.
I'm not sitting cooped up in a car for
Can I get an Uber?
Exercise scares me. I don't want to walk.
20-minute drive.
We can always get an Uber. Sorry, an Ultra.
An Ultra, yes.
Hover Uber.
Do they go to District 5?
What do you
we'll
think?
walk then, I guess.
To be fair, going somewhere public might not be the worst place, so cable car might be okay. Because the case doesn't look like a weapon case anyway.
Exactly.
That's true. Walking?
Or any of us wanted currently.
No.
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
I was saying not that I'm aware of, but let's just walk.
A
Other
red
route.
light starts flashing.
SWAT, kick the door in, and raid.
So, you're just going to walk?
So what is it? It's going to be, this is max, if it's in the northwest, it's like max 7-8 miles.
How long would it take to walk there, roughly?
A couple of hours max, if that.
Hey, you're carrying
It'd be
it.
easier. It'd be easier to get ambushed or attacked if we're walking, though.
I'm thinking a car gives us a bit of a protection and lets us get out of dodge if we need to.
We can't get a normal car. We can get a cable car, which only works in District 5 anyway. So it's only going to be 50 longs total for all of us.
I was thinking of literally buying a car, like a scrap job or something.
You don't
How
have
much
to buy
is
a
cheaper?
car.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if cars are cheaper than guns.
We're in a slum, someone will be trying to offload a car.
You could probably just nick it.
Yeah, that went well for me last time. Car will probably
No, we
want,
cannot afford a car, I don't think. Just
car will
looking
probably
at
zap me.
probably
I'm
should
pretty
be looking at
I'm
that,
pretty
but-
confident I could boost a car.
Guys, I hate just like being cooped up in small spaces. Let's just walk.
Fine.
Yeah, I guess we're walking.
Nothing wrong with walking.
We're fine.
So
That's why they hired us.
So you
You're
set
fine.
off.
Famous last words.
You set off walking, and just to give you a bit of thematic description. This is just the first paragraph of District 5. From the brine sweating northern expanse of the seawall, District 5 seems to ooze up out of the ground in blooms of decaying concrete. The tenement blocks and faceless anonymous rows of warehouses and lockups, from dense mazes of nameless alleyways. The spattering of neon forms signposts for the desperate, marking out liquor shops and pawnbrokers, all the places where bassy music pumps and both flesh and narcotics come cheap.
So Sheffield, yeah?
So we're going to swing past a bank as well, right, guys?
I'm
I was about
not
to say, are
overly-
there any banks on the way?
I think four gentlemen wandering into a bank, each with the exact same amount of money in briefcases with cash, may raise a few eyebrows.
Oh no, we do a bit at each bank. We wouldn't do it all at once.
Why not? You think?
Oh, you
anyone-
can do it all at once
any,
if you
think
want.
Any
I'm not
cop in
risking
this
it.
city gives a shit about a bunch of guys walking in a bank and paying in 150,000 won. Look,
That's
if we do get
true.
hit, if someone's going to come after us, they could steal AOD's gun.
That is
I
like
don't want them to steal my money.
that's like 15 years worth of wages in
Exactly.
a briefcase.
So stop number one is a bank.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, yeah.
Like the nearest fucking bank.
So are you going
We
to...
won't get to spend it probably on the way anyway, so we might as well do it gradually just to be safer.
Buy the nearest minigun that I see.
do you go to a bank?
That's not a bad shout.
Yes.
Cool.
Are there any on the way?
Yeah, there's a couple of buildings that claim to be banks.
Great.
So
I think I'm gonna hold on to mine for now.
you leave the bar that is called Civil War, and you just start trudging down the street. I'm assuming you're going to try and hit a bank on the way rather than off out of your way.
Oh yeah, I don't want to go
Yeah,
about way too
so,
much.
like-
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
But like equally aiming for like the closest one.
yeah. So you start potting along. You guys stand out a fair amount in District 5. There's quite a lot of cyberpunks running around doing their thing. They kind of become the specialised of the folk that need when they need stuff doing. But you have just that edge of being doing it a little bit longer. You start heading north, walking down the alleyways and seeing these vast warehouses. There is a lot of sin going on around you, all 8 of them. And I threw one in for good luck. You do indeed see a building a few blocks up, and it has a lovely neon light outside of it. that says bank, and the A on the orange neon light just keeps flickering.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how kept and genuine does it look?
Give me a perception check.
Can we all do that?
Yeah, can we get a bit of help on that one?
No, just Rob. He's the one that asked.
19.
19. In comparison,
Keeping these dice.
in comparison to that old chestnut, in comparison to the buildings around it, it looks about a 6, which is
Am I willing to bet 150 grand on it?
which is quite high for District 5.
All right. Is there any security space like outside? Any sort of guards, anything like that?
There is none on the outside. No.
What do you think, lads?
I
What
think
could possibly go wrong?
What's the worst that can happen?
Well,
Easy come, easy go. Anyway.
this is like double the money I've ever seen in my life in one location.
But yeah, I'm not. Even if it is genuine, I'm not putting all the money in at once. Just to try and keep it a bit subtler.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Okay.
But try and do different amounts just for the less
So-
obvious.
All of you just trundle in?
I think we should go in not all together.
Wait outside. I'll do it last.
I'm happy to head in first. I mean, I've been at banks loads of times. You guys act like you've never been to a bank before. Come on.
It's
I'll
not
go in.
the bank, it's the volume.
In the area, to be fair.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Jean, you... That's going to ruin me. So, Brian, you... So, Jean, you head towards the door, and it is on one hinge. The other hinge is just hanging off, and the door's just sort of hanging loose. You move it to the side. You walk in, and for many moons ago, this building was indeed used for a bank. It still has the glass wall at the back with the thicker desk in front of it. There's no glass. There's just the glass frame where there would have been glass. There is a gentleman sat behind the no glass wall, old as balls. He looks like a testicle has been beaten and sat in a chair. No hair, like all his teeth are perfect. The odd ones are missing. You know what I mean? He's just an absolute state, bless him. But he's sat with a thick book and what can only be described as the greatest laptop ever made next to him, out of a potato and a spoon. But he looks set up. And he just sees you. There's nobody else in there. There's one light bulb working in the ceiling, and you just hear this voice, "Cashier number 2."
Is that to this guy? Is that this guy's cashier till?
It is indeed.
I'll kind of have a look around this place. Is there any signs of security in this place?
Give
at all?
me a perception check.
12.
Cool. There's nothing glaringly obvious. It stinks of cigarette smoke.
Okay. I'll head over to cashier number 2.
Cool. He's tapping away. He's got one of those anti-glare screens. You know what I mean? Because he's posh, and he's tapping away, and he just looks up. He's like, "Yes."
Hi there. Do you handle deposits?
Yes, we're a bank.
I could tell by the sign outside. What kind of sort of deposits do you handle? Can you transfer into any account?
Yeah, you just give me the cash, and I'll give you the account number, and yes.
Okay.
Never played a testicle before.
Liar.
A penis, but not a testicle.
And how sort of secure is the transaction?
Guaranteed.
By who?
The bank.
which corporation are you associated with?
The chaotic sons.
Right. Okay. So you work for the Sons of Chaos.
Yes.
Does this guy come across as sort of genuine?
Give me a sense motive.
21.
He comes across as genuine. He truly believes the words he's saying, as far as you're concerned.
When you take the cash off me, where do you put it?
In the vault.
I kind of look over his shoulder at the vault.
There is a small door that most people of average build would have to step sideways to go through, but you can just see beyond it a very large steel or metal twisting handle mechanism. You can't see the rest of it, but this appears to be some vault-esque flavour behind.
Okay. And the cash transfer will be straight into my account. So I'll be able to verify that the money's gone in.
Yes, as long as satellite, yes, minutes.
1 second, I just need to go do something.
Okay. In which case, I'd like to deposit this, please, and I'll slap the case on the desk in front of him.
Jeez.
Yes, how much?
It's 150,000 one longs.
150, and he just pulls up this egg carton cash counter and just puts it on the side, plugs it into the potato, and he just turns the case back to you to put your thumbprint on it to pop it.
I will do that.
Cool, you pop the case, turn it back around to him, he starts taking the cash out, dropping it into the counter, and it counts through. And there is indeed 150,000 ones. He asks you for your account number.
I will hand it over.
Cool. And he starts tapping away at his computer.
While he's doing that, I'll call up my account on my HUD and check its status, basically, and have it kind of reporting to me when the deposit's made.
Cool. A few, maybe less than a minute, you get a pending status on your account. Okay. And you wait a minute, maybe 2 more minutes, and your account is now credited a further 150,000 ones. Assuming you had stuff in there already. If not, you have 150,000 ones.
Cool. Thank you very much. Sorry, what was your name?
They call me Baldy.
Baldy?
Baldy.
Bori, okay.
No,
well, thank you very much, Bori.
No, Ball-E.
Ball-E.
Bally. Yes.
Bali. Thank you, Bali.
Yes. And then he just pushes a button and you hear, cashier number 2, please.
I'll turn around and head off.
You leave the bank. You see your companion, Jean, leave the bank.
How'd that go?
How'd it go?
Well, it's transferred in my account, all of it.
So in there then?
There's a chap called Bali in there. He's very helpful. It looks legit. He seems to believe it'll be safe. It looks like
sorry about that.
No worries, man.
It looks like it's a vault behind the out the back. And it says he's part of. He works for Sons of Chaos.
Oh, okay. So you said that last bit. I was very curious what's behind the vault, but they're friends, so I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, it's probably about as legit as we're gonna get around here.
I'm gonna pop my briefcase open after making sure there is no onlookers, and hopefully there is no one around. And I will take.
Perception check.
Jesus Christ!
You're opening all that money outside in the open.
He is indeed.
Perception 16.
Cool.
I will subtly.
Carry on.
Played too many of your games, man. I hate you. I will, as subtly as humanly possible, transfer 40,000 into my backpack at the very bottom.
Yep.
And I'll wander into the bank with a briefcase with 110 in it.
Are you trying to hide the fact that you put it in there?
Yes.
Cool. Sleight of hand.
Not necessarily hiding it from the group, but hiding it from anyone
Yeah.
other than the 3 people
Yeah.
around me.
So sleight of hand.
Ugh. Ooh, 20.
Natural or
No.
unholy. Cool. So you have stashed 40k in the bottom of your bag, and then you are the next person to walk into the bank.
Yep.
Cool. You walk in, you
Oh,
see the same, it's a
oh.
very old bank. You see the old chap behind the counter, and you hear cashier number 2, please.
Morning, afternoon, whatever it is.
After morning.
After morning. Can I make a deposit, please, good sir?
How much?
Can you... Do you have any limits? Is there a minimum? Is there a maximum here?
The Avengers are here. What? We've had it now, Captain America. What did you ask? Deposit limits? Cash, we make a deposit.
Excellent. I will say, can I deposit 110,000, not one long, please?
And he puts his cash counter back on the desk. Bloody Cyberpunk, give it here. Open first. You pop your thumb on it.
Thumbprint the case.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thumbprint, you turn it around, he drops the cash in, counts through the 110. He stashes it somewhere beneath and does a few of tippity tap on the keyboard. Lots of stuff happens. Boom. Do you check your account? You check
I
your
do
account,
check my account.
and you are indeed credited with a further 110.
Okay, wonderful. I will leave the case with him. I'll reset the thumbprint so it can be used for anything, and just leave the case. There's one less thing to carry around.
Sir, your case
Got any use for it here?
linked to you.
I'll reset the password so it can be
A 1, 2, 3.
bio-locked.
Password 1.
If I can do
Yeah. Leave it unlocked.
I will do.
Then he'll take the case. Did you take your case back with you, Jean?
No, I left it.
You just left it there as a bloody cyberpunch. And he puts it next to the case that was left before, apparently.
The identical matching case. Cool. I'll bid him farewell and head outside.
Cool. Who goes in next? Or does
He's a
anyone
strange
go next?
one, isn't he?
I'll go
Jace,
in
do you want
next.
to go next, or?
Yep, I'll go in.
You walk in, Jake, and you see.
10 minutes of a Four Stooges sketch.
You. I'll be honest, this was not a plot arc I expected to be.
Things DMs say 101.
Hey, look, you see the old folk, gentle chap behind the counter, and you hear a cashier number 2, please.
Go up to cashier.
Begin.
Customers are getting steadily more northern.
Yeah.
I'd like to deposit some cash. Is there a limit on how much I can deposit?
Cash deposit.
Effectively, 100 grand I'd put into account and keep 50 for myself
Cool.
in pocket.
He turns the case for you to thumbprint. Do you thumbprint it?
Yep.
Cool. He turns it back round, takes the cash, picks his cash counter back up, puts it on the table, shakes his head, drops in, 100 grand, does his magic. You check your account on your HUD, boom, you're 100 grand up with 50 grand.
And I take my case with me as well.
Cool. Are you leaving the 50 grand in the case, or are you putting it in your pocket?
Pocket.
Cool.
Slyly.
Slightly, yeah. Alright, sleight of hand. Have a dice roll now. Have a dice roll. You barbarians love. I mean, Damios love. Sleight of hand
15.
checks. 15. Cool. So you have an empty cash case, and you have 50 grand in your pocket.
And then
Yeah.
leave out. Follow the other guys.
Just
Give him
you
a
now,
nod.
Jake.
Say, thank you.
I'm on your way.
Yeah, I'll just I'll go in after Chase has left. Just
You here?
wait,
Cashier.
just kind of wait in the queue, in the very busy queue.
Cashier number 2, please. As soon as
I'll
he
walk up
sees
and
you,
just-
he puts his cash counter on the on the desk.
He's a bank. Should keep it out. Oh well.
It's the
Anyway,
busiest day he's had in 6 years.
I've not seen this much cash in 6 years. Now, to be fair, Cyberpunk's surprised you more. Yeah, I'll.
Deposit.
Yes, please. 100,000. Cash.
100,000. And he gives you the case to open. I'm assuming you open. He drops it.
I open it and start passing over the ones so he doesn't take. Well, I don't. Not that I don't trust him. Just easier. Just pass the ones I want to deposit rather than give him all of it.
Okay. So you drop him 100, did you say?
Yeah.
Yep. Puts in, counts through, deposits it in your account. And you have 50
Cheers.
grand. Do you put your 50 grand cash?
I will leave the 50 grand in the case and then just put the very few extra bits that I'm not carrying, that I'm not actually wearing, in, which is my tools and my extra ammo, just so it's all in the case.
Cool. Make a note of that. For when
I feel we've all made very different choices, and some of us are going to be more disappointed than others.
So, do you leave the bank?
Yeah, just say thanks and leave.
Cool. So you crack on with your lovely adventure in money deposit. Fucking brilliant. Right, so you're cracking across District 5. You've gone past the bank, and you continue for about 45 minutes after leaving the Civil War, and you are starting to feel not tired. It's like it's early afternoon, but there's a strange lethargy in the air. You get this real odour of cheap perfume just in the air. Just as you walking past 2 warehouses, you're going in between them both, and there's this real cheap perfume in the air. It smells a lot like the what are they? Like lemon humbugs. They're just. It's not. Well, I don't like them, so it's a bad smell, right? But it's this cheap perfume smell that's got this real bitter lemon odor to it.
Oh, by the way, I'm carrying stuff on my back, not in my hand. Just
Okay.
to clarify that part.
Okay.
Because I feel like that might be irrelevant.
Just as a general thing, as a group, is anyone carrying any overt weaponry?
I just look down at the 2 source sheets on my thighs.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I've got a sword strapped to my back and like 4 knives all visible around my waist.
Christ. I'm here with a laptop and a leather jacket.
What have
I've got a
you?
heavy pistol.
We do more damage potentially.
You got a heavy pistol, Jake?
Is it
Chase?
Yes,
obviously holstered? Like, is it obvious on your person?
it's holstered. Yes.
Can
That's why I
I,
forgot a holster.
as
I
just
forgot
like a general world thing, the people we've seen so far, of any like, is like open carrying handguns and things considered
Oh yeah,
normal?
you're in District 5, mate. So essentially, if you go in for bread
Like,
and
it's
milk,
weird if you don't have a pistol.
like, yeah, you go for bread and milk, you're expecting the guy behind the counter to pull a minigun on you. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, sure. Cool, no, that's fine. Just to set a bit of expectation.
I mean, you want to try the ladies and lads of the night? They're going to pull a knife on you. You know what I mean? They're going to get some extra one long out of you. I mean, you're lucky the testicle didn't attack you. To be fair, do you know what I mean? So,
All right, cool, that's fine.
the testicle. That's the campaign
Testicle.
right there.
Testicle, the end boss we
Ball,
never expected.
balls and banking. Episode 1.
Bollock banking. So you.
In the old days, they call him Test to Kill when he was still wild.
Wait till you see them mechs. You get the smell of this lemon perfume in the air. Can you all give me perception checks, please?
Sure.
Oh shit. Nat 1.
Not good
one.
either. 5.
Oh, cool. Jean dies.
9.
11.
Jesus. Right, so
If you do our perception, making sure the bank's legit.
So as you're wandering between the alley of these two massive warehouses on either side of you, what you did notice on the approach of the warehouses is they've hardly got any roofing on them. So they do appear, there's no lighting, it's always dark and dingy, it's always almost like suppressive around you anyway, despite when it's middle of the day or early morning, does not matter. But the warehouses look abandoned. Heading yourselves down this alleyway, which is easily 8 people in breadth. Like you could easily stand twice next to each other and to be across from warehouse to warehouse. There are 2 skips ahead of you that have been overfilled. God only knows how long ago they were overfilled, and even the lemon perfume is overriding that stench of garbage.
What the hell's that?
And
Are we walking in formation, or are we just walking randomly?
I was about to ask, I would like to know your marching order.
I'll be at the back.
I'll be at the front.
I'll be
I'll
at
be
the
in the
front,
middle.
actually.
I'll be in the middle somewhere.
Joint front then. With
What, so you
Jake.
walking in single file, or?
No, I think it's going to be 2 in the front, 2 in the back. By the sounds of it.
So Jake can chase up front.
It's 9 o'clock now. Watershed stream's just been hit.
Yeah. Sparks and Jean. So,
And now we get attacked from the back.
you,
Rated 15 carbon RPG.
as you are pottering along, and there's this strong odour of lemony perfume, you hear a at the end of the alleyway, and it is coming from out of sight. What you do see, so at the end of the alleyway and the 2 warehouses, there is a puff of the pressurised air has caused dust and grit and stuff to puff up and come into the into view at the end of the alleyway. The alleyway is about 100 feet because obviously you're walking down the side of a warehouse. So when you hear that, hello, Mr. Wayne.
Hey, it's Wayne.
You hear our number 1 fan is a good lad. You hear that, and then there is a gunshot that happens.
And I die. My head just explodes.
About to find out. I, in this lovely, lockdown, am using my baby's dinner tray as a dice tray.
Hard times, mate.
So,
Makes a change from me stealing mine.
yes, there is a gunshot that goes off. You are a little bit unsure as to where the direction of the gunshot came from, but what you do see is Chase stumble forward and then right himself as a bullet hits him,
Jesus.
and does 3 points of ballistic damage. And you just see like bits of his shoulder just explode off. Chase, you immediately recognise that sort of impact, wound, etc. You've been
shot.
You've been hit by a heavy pistol.
Can I see anyone?
Not with your 11 perception, no.
Can I immediately dive for cover?
You can
is
all
it-
roll
Is
initiative.
there any cover?
Oh,
All roll
Chase,
initiative.
don't forget some armors have ballistic resistance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some armour
Just
does.
in case it changes anything.
So what armour do you have, Niall? Or Chase?
I have a Kevlar bodysuit and a helmet.
That is resistant.
So your
That BR resistant.
Kevlar
Well, not-
bodysuit.
Sorry, not resistance, damage reduction. Difference.
Is it a Kevlar jacket or Kevlar? Oh, sorry,
Bodysuit.
Kevlar bodysuit. So
Yes.
you're DR2 ballistic, mate, which means
Nice.
that
Yep.
3 points of ballistic that hit you, you absorb 2 of it on your armour. So you only actually take 1 point of damage.
Yep.
Yep.
Initiative 14.
Initiative.
Oh, no, 16. Sorry.
So 16 for Jake.
22 for me.
22 for Jean.
15 for Sparks.
15 for Spark.
8.
And
8 for Chase.
Nice. So,
Someone's got to come last. It's fine.
yeah. Who was 22, Jean?
You've just been shot, mate. It's going to be a bit of a...
Then Sparks, then Jake, then Chase. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, so you've been shot. So there's the surprise round.
Oh, the fuck.
Just so you are aware,
Ow.
you know, Chase, that the range of a heavy pistol is really good at 50 foot, but anything over that up to 150 foot is, you know, pretty much of a disadvantage to shoot you, and they still hit you.
Oh, shit.
So
How long's this alleyway again?
this
Sorry.
alleyway is 100 feet from the start of the warehouse to the end of the warehouse, and you're about 30 feet in. So I say you've got 70 feet to the end of the warehouse.
Is there anything in the alleyway?
Is there? Yeah, there's 2 skips.
How far down the skips?
The first skip is about 20 feet from you, and the second skip is about 45. And they're obviously heavily thingy with garbage and rotting everything.
Can you do reactions in a surprise round?
Nope.
Cool.
The surprise round is you are completely taken by surprise, rather than you're pretty nifty.
Basically, your turn's basically skipped, isn't it?
Essentially, yeah.
Is there any like ground floor windows or doors in the warehouses on either side?
There is a door by each skip on both buildings. So the closest skip to you is on your left, and the further one away is on your right. And there is a steel door, like a fire escape type door, next to those skips respectively. Windows wise, there's where the rooftops meet at the top, there is a single window that you can shoot out of, but you couldn't get out of physically.
Okay, so there's no like ground floor windows.
No.
I will. Well, actually, I'm just massively assuming I'm going first. That's all.
You're going first.
Cool. Cybernetics at work, right? So I'm going to basically like shout out, take cover to folks, and I'm going to bolt for the nearest skip on the left-hand side. Take cover behind it, but check to see if the door's open.
Okay, so you we'll call it we'll just call it a bonus action to check the door, and it is
Okay.
it is indeed open.
Cool, I'll open it then.
Cool. Do you go in and open it? Or you just opening it?
I'll open the door and like see what I see before me rather than just
So
looking.
as you open the door, you're hit with old, stale air. Like it's quite tasty and chewy. But this is very much a abandoned warehouse, decades and decades ago. It's not been touched. It's just one of many in District 5 that's not in use. If you were to explore it, it's quite a large warehouse. You would guess you'd probably find either some squatters or the remains of squatters.
But is it like just like looking through the door, is it like a fully open sort of single chamber from what I can see, or is it a
Yeah,
corridor?
so straight in front of you there is a bit of a broken platform, and then it sort of veers off round to the left to a caved-in office building that so the building would have been internal to the main warehouse, and that's caved in and squashed, and then the rest of it is just a mass open area. There's a few fallen over metal shelving that's just like fallen over on the floor and stuff, and there's like debris and bits. There's no roof. It's completely the odd panel maybe,
Cool.
but it's open.
Yeah.
And you got about what, 10 feet of movement?
I'll kind of stay there and just like I'll stay outside for now and just kind of indicate that the door's open to Chase and the guys who have just run past.
Cool. So there is enough space for a single person to use those bins as cover, and you would classify
bin.
as half cover.
So each skip's got one person's worth of cover, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you are version. After that, there is another gunshot. This time you can all do a perception check.
22.
So
Strong 11.
in the sky, or just like floating over the top of the rooftops of the warehouse, there is a drone that is about 4 feet by 4 feet, and it is just hovering in the air, and on its arm, it has like a lowered mechanical arm, there is some sort of pistol-esque mechanism in it, and you notice the gun flash as it fires again, and it gets a 20 unholy, and it hits what is your name? Sparks.
Okay, that hits.
You take 3 points of ballistic damage.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Ding 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 ding. You can now all see the pistol drone in the sky. And it is Sparks' turn. This thing is about 80 feet from you up at a diagonal.
I'm going to run and basically, how far is the second skip?
40 feet.
How far is the first skip?
20.
20.
And it's got
Is it on current?
It's got Jean behind it, or like tucked in at it.
And the door's open.
And the door's open on his left.
Can I get into the door within 30 foot of movement?
You can indeed.
Cool. I'm going to run and basically throw myself through that door, whip out the old laptop, and I'm going to use Ping Echo and try and overload the drones.
Is there a range on Ping Echo?
90 feet.
Cool, it's well within 90 feet. So,
Okay, it's 3
quickly,
separate pings that try and overload its.
and they're
sensors
auto
and-
hits, aren't they?
Yeah, it's basically a magic missile.
And a hacker as well, Wayne. So yeah, so you roll your damage.
So I whip out the old laptop, send the program, and fire it off into the distance. What is it? 1d4 plus 1. 1, of course it is. So that's 3 pings of 2 damage each, psychic damage.
So 6 together, yeah?
Yeah, total.
Cool. So you quickly bring your arm around, lift up your little personal pad, start hitting it around you, just focus for a moment. You hear a very low pitched noise in your just wing past your ear, Jean, 3 times. And then you notice that the pistol drone just sort of shakes a little bit in the air, sort of loses its altitude a little bit and goes back up, and then carries on going there as it was pinged. Lovely.
And then yeah, that's me. Is that? Hang on, let me just check if that's an action or a bonus. 2 seconds, sorry.
I think your ping's an action, but
Yeah, is my healing? That's an action. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm good.
cool. And Jake.
Right. So as the first shot went off, my helmet's gonna go on,
Cool.
expand. That's what I was asking for a reaction, because I figured that's not just gonna happen on its own. It's probably gonna take like a second.
Yep. So what happens when you say your helmet goes on? What actually happens?
So basically, the thick metal headphone-looking thing that was going around the back kind of just starts expanding around the head. So it forms a black, kind of motorcycle helmet-shaped.
Like Iron Man style.
Basically, I was thinking more of Star-Lord in reverse. So instead of going from the face, it kind of goes from the back. Because his is just the face, but then expands, isn't it?
Yeah, and yours
That's cool.
comes from the back.
And then the visor's a bit different because I can change the color or how transparent it is, but just the visor, not the whole helmet. So
Cool.
I can actually see through it occasionally.
So as this all kicks off, you notice Jake, and you see his helmet just sort of layer over his head like, and a coloured visor. And what do you do?
It was this 60 foot in the air or 60 foot from us. So if I go right under it, would it be?
It's 80 feet
Sorry.
from you, diagonally into the air. So you could get closer and shorten that. But it's
What's
still.
the closest I could get if I was right under it?
If you was right under it, you'd have to move about 50 feet. to be right
Okay,
under
if I move 35 feet, what's the closest I can get?
So what will the range be? It'll be 60 feet from you. 55 feet, 60 feet from you.
A little bit over. Where is it? Still just out of my range, but that's fine. I'm gonna shoot it anyway because it's a bit far for me to slash it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna head in its direction, just try and get as close as I can, and then I will shoot it with my heavy pistol.
Cool.
Which is in my holster, which I totally got.
Totally.
That's 50-foot normal range, so disadvantage?
Yes, because it's over your 50.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Well, that is I think 13.
13?
That is a 13, yes.
13, you hit the pistol drone.
Yeah, 2d6 ballistic.
As a reaction, I'm going to use redistribute, and you'll feel some weird external presence hacking into your HUD and comms, and you can add a 1d8 to your damage.
Just dig out a d8.
You get a
From
little...
a DM perspective, I give one of my hit dice away to add it to his damage.
Okay, that's cool.
So
So
I'm down
you,
to I lose a hit die.
as you're firing, Jake, you see a little lightning bolt and a smiley face with a thumbs up emoji on your.
It's a little cartoon of Sparks just pops
Yeah,
up in the
like-
corner with a thumbs up.
And you're like, is that it again? So roll your damage.
Your friendly neighborhood computer nerd.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, that is that's a 16.
Damage.
Wow.
Well, it's 2d6 for the heavy pistol and a d8 for the thing, and I rolled a 5, 5, and a 6.
Solid.
So
Don't piss off the nerds.
yeah. So Jesus. So the pistol drone gets pinged, and there's a little bit of a wobble. As it rights itself, it explodes into shrapnel. Just little bits of floating to the floor drone and a shattered pistol chamber, etc. As the drone just crashes down to the floor with, well, after being blown away by...
I'll shout out of the door. Did you get it?
Yep,
and
you
you are
got it.
now,
Cheers for the help.
you are now out of initiative.
Oh, it's such a long fight.
Head towards the drone that was shooting at us, if it's on the floor.
It is indeed on the floor in absolute bits.
Can
It's
I
all over the floor.
loot it?
Who was controlling the drone?
Who the what? Right.
I just look around at everyone else, like, who's controlling the drone? Chase, is there any way you can trace the signal? From the parts
Chase
that are
or
left?
Sparks?
Sparks, sorry.
You don't want the damn you're doing it.
Just slams it into the floor. It's broke.
Okay, there we go.
Is there any way I can determine how it was being controlled, what the range of that would be? And, like, is it remote access? Is it local remote access? Could it be just internet? Would I know that?
Probably all of the above, with varying
Okay.
levels of skill needed. But you're very
My whole
aware
career
that
these things.
the state that it's in, you probably lost your opportunity to trace.
Looking at it, what state is the pistol in?
Or it could be used as a shiv if you smuggled it into prison. And only
Take the ammo
in
from it.
Okay.
Take the ammo from it.
Yeah, I was going to check. Is there anything salvageable? Either electrical components, ammunition?
salvageable. Give me a investigation check, Mr. Hacker Sparks.
Investigation, yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Give me an engineering. Sorry, engineering.
I'd rather have the investigation.
Tough. It's the same roll, you pillock.
It isn't.
Not if you.
I'm proficient in
Ah, right,
investigation.
right.
Engineering, that's 20 unholy.
Cool. So yeah, there's a few parts. Nothing specifically named that's this will be great on a anti-death
Okay.
star rate. You know
Now,
what I mean?
there's not enough of it left to really figure out where
And
it's
as for the ammo,
controlled from.
the ammo that is in there is another 6 rounds, but they look absolutely shafted from the 400 points of damage.
Oh, it's Sparks. Are any of those parts potentially reusable?
Doesn't look like it. I think we
I
Blow
mean,
up.
just a scrap.
I want to get
probably.
some scrap from it.
Yeah.
Sort of carry
Yeah,
around
just
scrap
kinda-
metal with you.
Jake
Yeah,
kind of just
absolutely.
sees you trying to salvage everything. The helmet goes down and he just goes, sorry for the mess.
I can repair stuff with scrap parts.
You can.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, you can. To be fair, you can
Yeah,
both use scrap parts.
Have
Hackers
at it.
and
There's
medics.
nothing from a tech point of view. There's nothing usable. If you can make use of the metal, then
Yeah, I'll grab
By
a
all
few
means.
spare parts off it, AD.
Cool. Just make a little note that you've got some pistol drone parts.
I am going to pull out a small MacGyver device. It looks like some version of medical tech mixed in with some components, and I'm just going to basically inject it into my arm, and I'm going to use one of my heals to heal myself.
Cool. While you're all doing this, give me perception checks.
I probably wouldn't. I'm too busy. Oh, I'll roll a 1. Piss sake.
I rolled an 11. I'm going up by 1 every roll, so I'm at 11 now.
A heal
8.
for 4. That's depressing.
So you
7.
So 7,
Wow.
11,
Doing really well with
not
these.
1. What did you get, John?
8.
8.
14 on a perception for me.
So, why are you there?
You hear a gunshot.
Nobody sees the tank behind him. So,
A war mech just stands on us.
as you're injecting yourself with obvious healing purities and trying to salvage what's left of the pistol and such, you no longer smell the presence of real bad lemon perfume.
Bit of an obvious question, but it wasn't coming from the droid then. Drone.
It's up to you.
Are we being
Is that
watched?
because the smell's been taken over by something else?
It's just not present anymore. You can now smell the garbage and
Yay.
the normal stenches of what you're used to in the alleyways of District 5.
So looking down to the right on this warehouse, is there an exit to the warehouse down at the bottom end of it onto the street at the end of the alleyway?
Yeah,
That I can see.
there's like
Cool. I
a
should
double
just-
a double door. One of the doors is upright and the other one's just sort of like leaning on it. But you
I
could
suggest
do
we
you could do the
stay-
rest inside. Yeah.
Should we just move on, or should we have a quick rest first?
Don't want to hang around here any longer, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
Let's
if
buggy.
we've just been attacked here, whoever's controlling that drone knows we're in this position. I suggest we also try and change our route from this point forward. Let's go a bit more out of our way to get to where we think this place is that we're going.
That's fair.
Let's go the scenic route.
Yeah.
I signed up to getting shot.
But let's just keep our eyes open as well, because there was that weird gust of air at the bottom of the alleyway as we came in as well. I don't know if that might have been the drone or not, but
Could have been the drone taking off, potentially.
could have been.
Yeah, drone getting dropped off by something.
So
Yeah.
the gust of wind was actually quite large. So when I said it was 8 people across, remember the width, and the gust of air blew into the dust and debris blew up. So that is what, 40 feet across.
Yeah.
So that's a decent amount of
Any of you particularly quiet?
for a 4-foot drone.
The what?
If any of you particularly quiet, you want to stick your head around the corner and have a look?
I'll go have a look. I'll check it.
I can be pretty quiet.
Bless
you.
you.
So you're not quiet enough. Anyway.
That's definitely a mute moment, mate. I'm just saying.
That's got to me.
Yeah, I'll go have a look. I'll go have a quick scout a little bit up ahead.
Are you
Just around the corner.
stealthing?
I will stealth it.
Cool, give me a stealth check.
Come on. That's a 13.
13. Cool.
Yeah, well, you had a good run.
So wait, Jake, has Jake gone down the alleyway rather than the
Are
through the
you
warehouse?
inside the warehouse, sneaking down the inner wall to look out the broken door at the end, or are you sneaking down the alleyway? Are you inside?
No,
or
I'll go
outside?
to the warehouse.
Cool, do it with advantage.
Nope.
13 again.
13 it is.
I'm trying.
It was
guys.
between 13 and 9. So, sorry, 8.
Well, that bank definitely got percepted the hell out of, I tell you that. So you sneak on the internal walling of the warehouse, and you're stepping over bits of broken glass and tinnery, and you can see rags where someone may have slept for a little while. You're pretty sure you step over a corpse, but you don't double check. And you get to the door that's upright and then broken, and you can see out in the way there's quite a large, wide double road.
I'll go with him, by the way.
Cool.
I'll kind of follow him, but like sort of like 20 foot behind him.
Are you stealthing?
Yep.
Cool. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
With advantage. Thank you for the advantage. 16.
Cool. It's not too bad. So you, both of you, where we're a few feet between you, make it to that doorway. Do you join him at the doorway, or do you just hang back?
No, I'll stay I'll hang back sort of 20 foot back from him.
Cool. So, Jake, as you stare out, it's a double road, and each road holds 3 lanes. So there's 6 lanes of potential traffic. But you can see that it rarely gets used. In the far distance, you can see the wooden light on the back of some sort of vehicle heading away, but it was nowhere near you. It's like it's far down the road, and there's no other signs of traffic. The street lights are broken, no glass bulb, anything in them, not even the lovely luxurious 2185 LEDs that they have these days. None of that. There is some sort of mech out there that is about 12, 13 feet tall, about 6 to 8 feet across, and it is a mech. It looks like a maintenance mech, so someone would be in it, and it gives them the extension of arms and legs, and it's kind of open rather than the military hoorah war machine types. It looks like
also a mech suit.
Yeah. Nobody's in it, but the lights to essentially say it is on are on, but there's nobody in it.
Is that everything?
That's it.
Don't them.
And it's just derelict.
To be fair, it would be good for one of the squishier guys if we could get it.
Do we have comms between each other? Just to throw that out there.
Did you pay for comms between each other?
I've got comms earpiece, yes.
Do you have a comms earpiece? Does anyone else?
I didn't know if we'd have them like last time or not.
Last time you were supplied them by a very wealthy mercenary unit.
I didn't know what the story was this time.
I've got an advanced comms unit.
Cool. I will radio down the channel, like, what do you see?
I will assume after 8 months you all have a comms piece. This means that when you use it, you are using your voice. There is no telepathic comms regarding
probably my helmet.
Mine's more subtle with the earpiece, but I still have to vocalize.
Yes. Visually, can't see it, but you still have to speak the words.
Okay, I'll what do you see up there, boys?
Pretty empty. There's a maintenance mech suit that no one's using, but it looks like it's still on.
Standard model?
I think so. I don't know that many models, to be fair.
Does it look clear? Is anyone around?
I can't see any movement. Actually, I haven't rolled perception for this, I was about to say.
Perception check.
All the assumptions.
Well, that's better than before. That is a total of 15.
Cool. So you can see a spattering of people on the far side of this 6-lane road, just potting around, some pushing trolleys. There are a few that are eating some sort of stringed food out of a little cardboard carton. There are a few people selling stuff, including themselves and things you would inject. But
I'll move up to join Jake and sort of like so I can kind of scope this out as well with him.
Will you give me a perception check?
Oh, it's better. 18.
18. So you see exactly what Jake has seen, but you notice somebody dressed similar to your large friend Chase.
Where is that person?
They are 6 lanes across. They are the ones eating the noodles.
And the mech's on.
The mech is on. It's a definite maintenance mech. You've seen these in some of the med hab blocks and hospitals and stuff you've worked in, and they are essentially the bricklayers of the mech world.
Okay. So I'll pass this back over to Sparks and Chase. I'm like, That looks like there's a big guy over the way eating noodles who looks a bit out of place to the other people on the street. And the mech is just on. I can't believe it.
Would I know from my history of being a mech repair guy, would I know if they're bio-locked or if you have to log in or anything to activate them, or are they just good old key and a lock?
Yes. All the above. Depending on who's paying for them and what level. Like if you get your local, lad you met down pub or lass to do bricklaying on your patio, they might just turn up with a standard mech. But if you're redoing your mansion, it's probably a shit top of the range.
Bio-locked one.
Bio-locked.
I'll radio into these guys or comes in. Is it safe for me to come up?
Looks safe.
Keep an eye out for Keep an eye out a sec, and I'll see if I can. I'll have a look at the mech and see if it needed any sort of bio-signature lock or anything like that.
So you're just going to walk up the alley and across to the mech?
Yes.
Cool.
I'll move up with to meet.
I'll watch the guy over the
from
street.
the doorway to the mech is about 35 foot. It's about 40 feet from Jake and Jean. Sparks and Chase, you get 20 feet from the mech and 2 red lights on top of it, like its shoulder pieces, just beam on and start spinning, and you get that tin voice of stand back, stand back.
I'll take a step back. Would I recognise it from this distance as being a model that would have biosignatures?
It does not look like a model that you have seen before that would have biosignatures or an alarm system. It looks like the maybe second worst mech maintenance unit. Mech suit.
But it looks like it's had aftermarket stuff done to it.
Yeah, it's definitely been Vin Diesel.
Cool. In which case, I'm going to use. I don't know how that wouldn't work.
When the alarm goes off, does the guy over the street react at all?
Yes, his head raises up, as do a lot of people.
If I can get close to it, I can maybe hack into this and see who logged into it and how long ago someone operated it. Right, so
It's been in the middle of the street midday. With
Does he
people
look
around.
up like in the same way that other people look up, or is he looking up more with that's my mate, get away from it, motherfucker?
Give me a sense motive. With disadvantage because you are a long way away.
Just a 12 then.
12. Hard to tell. He looks up relatively as keen as the others when an alarm goes off. Alarms go off a lot in District 5, but everyone checks out the...
Just be prepared in case anyone jumps
would
out.
Would comms blackout work on a mech alarm?
What does comms blackout say in the exploit description?
I'll have a look. I've got it in shorthand on my character sheet. Just give me a quick second. Comms blackout. Any comms device are overloaded and shut down for an hour within a 20-foot square with a 90-foot range.
So, yes, I would say.
Well,
okay,
hours.
You say any comms?
Any comms devices.
Speaker, technically.
Well, if you stand 20 feet away from it, it won't blow yours up. As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it would work. Purely because it is, it has some form of communication because it told you to back off.
Okay, I will radio to these guys. If you want, I can silence the alarm and have a look at it. It's up to you. If you think it's worth it.
Give him a nod.
Modified mech. It's interesting. It's worth a few bob.
Question. You know the guy that was eating noodles across the road?
Yep.
Is there a place that sells noodles there, or did he just bring them from somewhere else?
Ooh, I like it.
There isn't a noodle place. Now, there is no other make of noodle other than Master Wong's. Yep. Essentially, Master Wong's is the, corporate McDonald's. It just, everywhere you go, every noodle place you want to eat, fast food place, is usually Master Wong's. And it is, I believe, owned by... I've forgotten. 2 seconds and I shall tell you, because you should know this.
Not Mr. Wong?
No, it is not Mr. Wong.
Yeah, that's false advertising. It's weird playing a character that isn't kick doors and shoot and punch stuff in the face. It's a very weird change of pace.
Good variety.
Oh, here we go. So Master Wong's is One Aerospace. There you go.
Yeah.
Aerospace grade
They
noodles.
originally developed the beef noodles that Master Wong is legendary for selling for interplanetary travel. But they own Master Wong's, and essentially it's everywhere now.
If you think this is worth it, guys, I can see if I can get any information from it. Like I say, it's your call.
The alarm's been going off all the time while you're doing this. Talking.
I stepped away. I stepped away from it when it's.
I'm very aware you stepped away, and it's still.
Okay, I'll drop comms blackout on the mech itself.
Cool.
I'll jump out the door. I'll kind of head out the door and say, I'm going to go and have a chat with that guy.
Cool. You shift the door. You sort of just elbow grease your way out through the broken doorway, and you're onto the road. You've dropped comms blackout, and the alarm just goes silent, and then everyone just seems to go back about the business, including Noodleman.
I'll message who's with me. Sorry, Chase.
Yeah. Chase is with you, Jake.
Just keep an eye out for me for a second, and I'll pretty much use the mech as cover almost.
Yeah.
And just kind of like start plugging into it and seeing if I can pull any diagnostics, any like login history, how long ago it was last used, anything I can find out.
Cool. So you're gonna do a bit on guard, Chase.
Yeah, stand sentry. Yeah.
Sparks, you notice Jean walking across this massive highway towards the far
Frogger.
side. Yeah. And you go round to the cockpit area, and you can see straight away that it would obviously strap onto arm, shoulder, like thigh, and just sit them comfortably, and they operate. There's no like armoured things that are visible. At the cockpit area, it looks like someone's put a very expensive radio in a Robin Reliant.
Okay.
So no offence to any Robin Reliants that are watching this stream, but yeah, someone has definitely put a bit of effort into this maintenance mech, and you can plug into it and try and hack, but you are aware that it is a piece of kit that you are trying to hack. So
okay,
it's a bit out of place in this area, this type of mech with that type of money thrown at it.
Well, with comms blackout, it can't radio away, but hopefully I can pull some diagnostic-y bits from it.
Cool. So you give me a hacking roll. It will take you a while.
Here's a bit of a clutch at straws. As my entire life's work is repairing and fixing mechs, can I get proficiency on or advantage on that?
If you were hacking a standard maintenance mech, yes. But you are hacking a not standard maintenance mech, so no.
Okay. That's a 22.
Nice, 22. So
Psychic blows my head off
it's
again.
It's going to take you a while. You're aware that there's going to be a few acting, smoking, fucky ducky down some of the alleyways. No one's hiding anything. Everyone's just, the 9 sins.
Going up in sins, excellent.
It's further you get into District 5.
The Northern Nerds branded numbering system.
Yeah. It's forever. Every time you look at it, it's got a bit of a different sheen to it. It's like a rainbow of brown colours. And
Where you got the noodles?
yeah, and he's there. He is a very fit looking chap. There is a large handle just poking out from behind him, like he's got something on his back that requires a handle. There is a heavy pistol on his right hip and a heavy pistol on his right thigh, and his left arm looks like he ripped it off RoboCop and stuck it on.
Excellent.
Well,
He sounds.
You look like a man who knows how to take care of himself.
Well, thank you.
Roll a flirt roll.
Yes. Yeah. He just peels off a part of his jacket. I'll be 3 1 longs and a pack of noodles, please.
It's like, where'd you get the noodles, man?
Bro, I'm with me.
Dang it.
Back lunch on a job. He just keeps eating.
Yeah, same here.
Where you working?
Shit job.
Where you working?
Just doing a little gig for the Sons of Chaos. You?
Nah, Sons of Chaos.
Throw names around.
I'm Jean, and I kind of like offer my hand to him.
Listen here. Not Chase.
Chase?
Nah, Chase. Like when you run after someone, Chase.
All right, okay. Interesting.
Right, while this is going on, I'm going to walk up to our Chase.
Give us an insight check while he's doing that, John. Sense motive, sorry.
16.
Cool. Seems legit.
Okay.
Jake?
Yeah, I'm just going to walk up to our Chase and just kind of try and make it look more casual. So was thinking we just kind of start chatting about random stuff, but really we're both looking over each other's shoulders so we can get a better view around us in case something happens.
Okay. So you're both
try and keep it a bit more subtle.
One of you give me a perception with advantage.
$17.
Just out of curiosity, what would have I gotten if I rolled 2? Yeah, I'm glad you got the advantage.
So, whilst you're hacking away, Sparks, Jean has made it across there. There is, you see Jake and Chase just kind of looking around, walking past to and fro in front of the mech, just keeping an eye out. Jake and Chase from the right. So if you're walking back up the alley and you look right, so down that way, and there's quite a large crowd gathering. What they're doing, you've got no idea. Jake's in, he's method. Alright, he's back. I thought you'd actually gone to the crowd then. I was like, yeah.
I was getting my gun ready.
They just...
No, I don't recognise it.
Give me... Chase. Give me a history check.
16.
Cool. What company did you go with on your synth?
Boston Dynamics.
Boston. So there was somebody at Boston Dynamics that was nicknamed the Sweet Man because of the amount of sweets he used to eat. And he was part of the synth team, as it were. He worked with that sort of tech, maintenance, design, R&D teams dealing with the synths out of Boston.
I shall relay that to these guys with what I know.
Chase, just not mean to have I'm not that used to synths, but is your name used often? Are you all given individual names? Did you pick your own name?
As far as I'm aware, we're all different.
Did you name yourself Chase?
Would I have named myself it, or do you get given?
That's your choice, mate. Most synths are given a serial number when they're created, and then they'll take on a handle later on. And yours could have been Chase, could have been Bob, and you changed it to Chase. It's up to you, mate.
Yeah, I chose my name as Chase.
Does it not sit well with you that there's another synth here called Chase who looks strikingly similar to you?
A little bit.
Doesn't sit right.
No.
Do you make it a shot?
And with that mech, I've been identified as I've used it. It's like 2 and 2 does not equal 5 here.
It's not just another synth with your name. It's another synth with your exact same biometrics.
So at this point, I'm just like,
just let Chase get in the Mac and see if it runs.
Don't they all just come off the line like that, looking the same though, and maybe or something like that. And but hey, let's just see what this guy's about and see if he's going to help out, guys. Yeah, or we all happy with that?
Not really.
I mean, this guy doesn't look just like Chase, so it'll be interesting to see what happens if he tries to use the Mac.
It's not even looking like the exact I just looked on this mech's diagnostics and it's the same Chase. Biologically.
If that's the last user, what happens if Chase tries to use it?
Well, literally about to say, what happens if I try and use it?
I'll step aside.
I suspect you'll get a shock.
I don't think he will. If he's got the exact same login signature, I reckon
Well,
he'd been copied.
So our new friend here would quite like us to stop pissing around with Betsy.
Does your new friend here know
Who I am? Who are you?
Some of my crew, yeah.
Oh, cool. Cool. Let's go.
But I've told them not to steal it.
That's very kind of you. I'm stood right here. I heard everything.
I let him. I kind of sort of stand to one side of him, sort of leading him that way. Ideally, with him sort of starting to walk off first, and me just behind him to his left.
Yep.
Or if he won't let me do that, like walking side by side with him. But if he'll let me,
there's two of you?
Two of who?
Chase, meet Chase.
Your name's
said
Chase?
it was a common name.
But Jean, and I'll take a couple of steps to the side.
Sure.
Do they always do it? I'll speak to
Occasionally.
The guy up just for a coincidence.
I'm not thinking of beating him up. I'm thinking drop on him, restrain him, or disarm him, and ask him a couple of questions.
What's
I don't
that
want the
mech
sword,
armed
man.
with?
Say again.
What's that mech armed with?
You don't know.
Would I?
Once you're in with a mega core. Or any core.
I'll quickly radio over to our Chase and just ask him. Ask him something. You understand you're on a kill contract at the moment. We might know because we've got a few connections. We might know the guy you're looking for. Might be able to point you in the right direction. In return, do you mind have a look at the wreck of
Where my guy is.
whereabouts you're heading? Which
And he
direction?
just
Which way you
turns
going?
and he points to the building he was stood outside of when Jean came up to him. And then picture.
This is opposite. This is opposite the warehouse, isn't it?
Yeah, he's at the other side.
Oh, across the 6 laner.
Yeah. So where Jean
Oh.
went up to him,